Alrighty, fellas, we are continuing to burn the midnight oil. Actually, it's past midnight already, but nonetheless, we have our final video of the night. We're going to go ahead and finish up the data mines, and there's actually some pretty interesting things in here, unrelated to the actual units that we got on the banner, and of course, Murdoch, who is our GHB. So let's just start things off with the stats as usual, but as you can see, we have some very interesting things to take a look at after this, so stick around while we go through this, and then we'll cover all of that stuff. Alright, let's bring out the calculator because I am a slow Nancy tonight, and I didn't even calculate all of that beforehand. So we got, for a Heidr, we're starting with her. We got here 38 HP, we have 45 attack, we got 45 speed. We have 29 defense and then 20 res, giving her a 177 BST overall. Actually, that's pretty good considering, I would say, because that's about where infantry tome units are right now. And her new assist skill, Golden Serpent, is basically what you would use for a dance. So she's basically like a dancer with a better BST and a better stat line as well. So maybe that plays up to her favor. I would definitely say she is the best unit on the banner overall. And she does have one super boon, which is going to be in plus attack. So she's definitely not a bad unit, but is she a unit worth summoning for on such a terrible banner? I gotta be honest, I would say probably not. You'll get her in due time, probably not on this one. That's also probably why she's the mythic hero on this banner as well, is because it's real easy to get mythic heroes when they're not triple color sharing like on legendary banners. So they probably took that into account, and they just made a bad banner for once so that you don't really get too much value out of that. Alright, let's take a look at Fear up next. Fear's got 42 HP, we got 44 attack, we got 46 speed, 34 defense, and then 21 res. So 187 for Fear's BST right there. Fear seems to be upholding the trend of these really meh ascended heroes. I hate to say it. I do like Fear as a character, but unfortunately, she's not really breaking the mold in any way as the previous two God Swords did, which were Lucia and Fallen Byleth. I feel like those two units just... they have so much cheating going on in terms of the way their weapon works and things like that. And Fear just has no way to catch up to them. She has Times Pulse 4 built into her weapon. She's got -1 special trigger. She can potentially do, I think it was speed and defense -9, and then she gets like all stats of 5. So for her to really be putting in work, she would have had to have like base 50 speed. That is not the case. She doesn't even have base 47, RIP. She does have a super boon on speed though, so that'll help her a little bit, but not enough. Honestly, like... And then her new fodder skill as well, the new null follow-up physical skill, I don't even like it that much. It's not better than Special Spiral 4, so... I don't know, man, just a big RIP all around. Poor Fear, right? Alright, let's take a look at Noah up next. So, Noah, what do you got for us, buddy? Oh, his stats actually were in the trailer, but I skipped them because I knew we were going to look at this right afterwards. 40 HP, 45 attack, 45 speed... 31 defense, and then 18 res for a 179 overall. That is in line with melee cav right now. So let's go ahead and add that. And then he has one super boon, which is in plus attack. His weapon seemed okay. Kind of gave me a couple of vibes of Fallen Lilith, actually, where his support ally can be granted dodge, and I think it was one other effect. I can't even remember what the other effect was. I think it might have been like stats or something, but basically he gives out dodge to whoever is his support partner, which is pretty cool. Just being able to get dodge out of a support like that is not too shabby. But other than that, he didn't seem like he was too spectacular of a unit. He also gets 15%, I think, of the enemy's attack as true damage. I'm not sure why he would steal the enemy's attack for that check when his attack is actually not too shabby himself, so they could have just went with his, but I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with this banner. This banner blocked engage, by the way. We didn't get an engage banner because of this. All right, Dorothy, though. Dorothy, I'll give a pass. I've been wanting Dorothy for a while, and artwork doesn't disappoint. All right, so we got 40 HP for Dorothy. We got 40. Wow, Dorothy's packing some heat there. Those guns. Look at Dorothy, 46 base attack. And then we have also 43 speed. We got 25 defense and then 28 res for a 182 overall. Not bad, Dorothy. Not bad. And then you get any boon. She's got 2 super boons, speed and defense. That'll jump her into the 185 bin. She doesn't have a perf weapon, so RIP. Her inheritable bow also sucks. And then her fodder wasn't like the craziest either. But then again, she is a 3-star demote on these banners. So they would die before they gave her something good as a demote skill. And unfortunate as that may be. All right, we have Saul up next. Oh, by the way, I pulled up the art. We'll take a look at the artwork after, I guess. Because we're already like almost done here. Okay, so Saul, out of Seasonal Hell. Actually, pretty good artwork for Saul, to be honest. So, let's see. What did we got from Saul? 37 HP. We have 40 attack. We have 44 speed. We have 16 defense. And then we got 40 res. Wow. 40 res, huh? All right, 177 for his BST. Saul, unfortunately, has no super boons whatsoever. He does have a super bane, I think. I can't remember what it was in. I think it might have been speed or defense, but no one really cares about that as long as you're getting the merges. Seems like Saul is going to be one of those reward heroes that you can get from doing missions. So similar to like Guy from when Guy came out, and also there's been a bunch, right? We had Muriel as well. Muriel was one of them. The girl from Echoes, what's her name? Tatiana, she was another one. So here's another reward hero that we can get. He'll be added to banners after this banner goes away, I believe. Okay, so what else is there to say about Saul? I don't even know. I don't know what his weapon does. I don't think he had a perf weapon. Actually, I guess we can take a look over here. Yeah, so this is his weapon, Incurable. Wow, a staff called Incurable, huh? What an ironic turn of events. 12 might, 2 range. Foe cannot recover HP during or after combat. After combat, if unit attack deals 7 damage to and inflicts deep wounds on target and foes in 2 spaces of target. So basically, it's just Serpentine Staff, except now it's not seasonal locked. So that's actually not bad. All right, what else did Saul come? Oh, wow, he has Restore Plus. All right, we'll take that for a demo character. Would have been nicer if he had like Rescue or Return or something, but they're not about to give that out on a demote staff. All right, we got Heavenly Light for his special. We got Distant Defense 3. Yeah, no one runs that. And then Drive Res. Yo, holding it down with the good fodder, right? Look at Saul, certainly living up to how good his fodder was on his seasonal alt. All right, Dorothy's skills, Speed and Res Ideal 3 at 4-star, and then Attack and Res 03 at 5-star. I guess it doesn't really matter. No one cares about either of these two. I guess maybe Oath would have been better to have at level 4, but whatever. Who really cares? All right, before we get ahead of ourselves into Murdoch, let's take a look at his stats. So, Murdoch, my man, one of the 3 burn generals, if I'm not mistaken. So 47 HP, we got 45 attack, 23 speed, 45 defense, and then 35 res. Okay. For a 195 BST. Wow, they really couldn't give him that 1 extra point. Because if he had that, he would have tied with, what's his face? He would have tied with Vigard. And then if he has a perf weapon, then he would have jumped up even higher. He would have been the highest scoring free-to-play unit if he had just 1 more point of BST, but unfortunately he does not. So what is there to say about Murdoch? He's got double super boons on attack and speed. Real nice speed super boon there. 27 speed, guys. He should be a good recipient of that new physical null follow-up skill. But actually no, though, because armor types can't get null follow-up. So he just looks like Vigard, but a little bit better res there, I think. What was Vigard's res? I think he had like 31 or something like that. So, yeah, maybe Murdoch is slightly better. Let's take a look at his weapon, if he has a perf weapon. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, he does. He has a perf weapon, so that bodes well. Unfortunately, he's another goddamn axe unit. We literally just got Fallen Linus, who was amazing. So, and people seem to love Hans as well. I guess they built Hans before Linus came out, so a lot of people would rather just not build another axe unit. And here we go. We got another, yet again, axe unit. Wyvern Hatchet, 16 might, 1 range, grants defense up 3. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. Oh, wow. DC on a free-to-play unit? Okay. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, inflicts attack and defense -6 on the foe, inflicts attack -X on the foe, where X is 7 minus current penalty on foe's attack with a minimum of 0. Okay, so if they have no debuffs at all, and he's just doing -7. If they have -7, then this part just does nothing. And the unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat. So he's got built-in, like, guaranteed follow-up. He's doing attack and defense -6, and then he's got built-in distant counter. Pretty nice that he has built-in distant counter, but I mean, would you have built him as a far save unit or a near save unit? Just look at the disparity here on defense versus res. He's got 10 extra points. I kind of think, like, him having distant counter, it's cool, but it's like a moot point because you might as well just run this guy for near save. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's not bad. He's definitely serviceable. Getting distant counter for free. Like, remember the olden days when Xander had distant counter on his Grand Hero battle, and then we got Camus after that. He also had distant counter, and those two never reran for like a year. They reran every Grand Hero battle besides Xander and Camus because they both had distant counter built in. Nowadays, we could just give distant counter to a Grand Hero battle, and it doesn't even matter. It's like he would have probably been better off with another effect instead of that. So, yeah, that's how times have changed, right? Okay, we got Ignis as his special at 4-star. Attack and defense ideal 3 at 4-star. I guess we'll take it. And then, oh, wow, special fighter on a Grand Hero battle, huh? Okay, sure. We'll take that. They had to give him something at least, right? If he's not going to be the craziest merge project, he seems like a decent merge project, but he's not really ticking off any of the checkboxes that we're looking for right now. So at least they gave him some solid fodder there. Okay, and then physical null follow-up. Surprise, surprise, it's for infantry melee only. Oh, no, just infantry. Wait, yeah, actually it is. Infantry melee only. Well, no, not melee only, because bows can get it. Oh, no. It's physical, right? So, okay, all physical melee types. If you deal damage based on defense. So, I'm assuming the magic one is going to include the magical units and not the physical ones, basically. All right, so there we go with that. Yeah, like, here we go. So, infantry, mages are in there, dragons are in there because they do magic damage. And then the swords, lance axes, and bows are not included. And daggers as well. So there you guys go for the new skill fodder restrictions. Let's take a quick look at the artwork. We're going to double back here. I pulled the artwork up, but I totally skipped it. So here's Heidr's artwork. Heidr's going to hate. Nice artwork, honestly. I actually like her more than the other girl. The one that we got previously. Heidr. Her little sister or big sister or whoever sister. Alright, not bad for her. Okay, then we have Fear living up to her mother's name there with her mother's actual garb. Alright, I like the petals coming out there. That's very Fear-like. Alright, and there is the injured art for her. Alright, then we got Noah up next. Noah actually has pretty solid art, I would say. Much more than I was expecting from him. But, alright, there we go for Noah. Alright, then good girl Dorothy right here. Alright, Dorothy. I'm surprised that they actually gave Dorothy some solid artwork, but unfortunately, not quite as good in terms of usability from her. And then Saul, again, with nice artwork. I thought his, what was it, the bride Saul? Or, well, not bride, but groom Saul. I thought his artwork was pretty good too, so Saul just out of nowhere. He wasn't particularly important in FE6. He just runs the orphanage, but I mean, I guess when you got cool art like this, no one cares. All right, and then finally Murdoch, the GHB. Not bad artwork from a GHB. Pretty good. I still think Vigard had better artwork, but I think this guy having a perf weapon does give him at least a little bit of a edge there. Had to be an axe, though. They couldn't make him a sword. It's been a while since we've gotten a sword armor free-to-play. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on. We're going to take a look at the big stuff that we have here in this state of mind. So first and foremost, it looks like Squad A seals can now be improved a second time. So they're going to go to giving HP and then attack and speed as well. So you're going to be getting quite a lot of stats out of these now, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, prior to this, I think it was like HP up 4 and then dual stats up 2. I can't remember exactly how these worked, but certainly they're looking a lot better now. Squad A's BS, right? BS that we can upgrade these seals. Alright, so it seems like the Squad A seals are going to cost 240 SP, which is pretty good. Some units actually want raw stats, and Fury doesn't really cut it for arena mode because it only gives you 200 SP scoring. So for units that want, like Aversa, as we have pulled up right here, she would prefer to have something like this, where she's getting raw HP and then getting raw stats. So this would be a good seal for her, and then she's also going to cost 240 SP with that, which is as high as it gets outside of disencountered dragons. So that is pretty good right there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look now at Kvasir. This is the Kezu-looking girl that I could not remember her name. So she's supposed to be like a very distant past version of Gulveig, I think. So here's her artwork. Pretty good. Goddamn. They're killing us with the skin dentation on the girls on book 7, right? With all I think Heidr had this as well. So, yeah, just them thigh highs tucked in real tight there. All right, here's her injured artwork. Okay, so we also have her weapon effect. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And I believe that is the last thing that we have to talk about today. Let me just make sure. We'll refresh here real quick and see if there's anything else. Series of events celebrating second half of Book 7 will be available starting on 6/8, huh? Okay, series of events. Yeah, so again, this would imply there would have been a Fate channel to announce all of this, because they would have told us what the events were celebrating the midpoint, but they didn't. So I have no idea. Alright, yeah, again, like, I did a previous video where I talked about some skills, and Sun Twin Wing, man. This was the pinnacle of beast skills at one point in time, and now it's, like, not even runnable compared to some new stuff. You'd probably be better off giving, like, Special Spiral 4 to Dagger at this point. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything that we missed, so let's wrap up. Let's take a look at Kvasir's weapon. So... or is that Kvasir? Is the V silent? I don't know. I don't speak Norse. My bad, guys. I'm not a Viking. So, -1 special trigger. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants all stats of 5 to unit. Grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack. And neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. And also, if it is unit's first combat initiated by unit or first combat initiated by the foe that turn, reduce damage from foe's first attack by 70% during combat. And, of course, we know first attacks for brave and regular weapons mean two different things, as they display right there. And if unit's HP is over 25% at the start of combat, after combat, if unit attacked inflicts panic on target and foes within 2 spaces of target, and then converts bonuses. Well, they're just explaining what panic does right there. So, not as busted as Gulveig. Gulveig gets like a second turn. She's a cavalry tome unit. Gulveig is what I would consider like a unit that's pretty cheap. She cheats, so she's good. Is this unit cheating? Is Kvasir cheating? Doesn't really look like it from what I can see. Only in the first round of combat she gets her 70% DR, but I mean, that's pretty monstrous, 70%. So that will certainly help her out a bit. She's got no follow-up. She's got special ramping, all stats of 5, -1 special trigger. And then she has panic smoke built in, essentially. She seems okay. It seems like there's a piece of the puzzle missing, though. I feel like she needs to be doing another thing here, and she probably will. She's probably going to have a unique passive. I don't know which passive slot it's going to be, if it's A, B, or C, but whatever it is, it's similar to, like, Legendary Veronica and Emblem. Before we saw Enclosure and Severance, they looked solid, but they seemed like they were missing something, and that's what I feel like with this unit right here. She looks solid, but she probably does something else, and once we find out what that is, she's going to be looking a whole lot better. So that's going to wrap us up for this video here, guys. I'm going to legitimately go to bed. I'm going to sleep for like an hour, man, because then I got to wake up, and then I got to go for my jog, and then come back and get ready for work and stuff. So going to be a long night for Tacho, or a very short one, rather. So hope y'all enjoyed the coverage. A little bit late. Sorry, I fell asleep. I was taking a little nap there. Sleeping on the job, right? R.I.P., man.